Thank you for joining today.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
Me.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you. Thanks.
Thanks. So, I asked you to come on to share what you experienced, through the program. And you're in one of our advanced programs now. But when you started, where were you? How were you feeling about yourself? Where were you at?
I was thinking about this earlier today. I remember I talking to you about taking the next step to for coaching. I was sitting in a Starbucks and oops, sorry, that was my ring light. I literally had a breakdown in Starbucks as I was talking to you because I was at my wit's end. I didn't know I knew I needed to make a change, but I didn't know how to make the change. And I just remember literally getting my caramel macchiato, tall, extra hot, and just literally sitting there, pulling off to the side after going through the drive-through and literally crying as I was talking to you because I knew I needed to make a change, but I just didn't know what that change looked like. More importantly, how to make the change.
Yeah. And I can relate to that, knowing that something needed to change. And it's like, it feels like there's so much pressure as well at that point, doesn't it? Because it's like something's got to give. Yeah.
Absolutely. I felt like every avenue, every avenue of my life, whether it was work or professional, I'm sorry, work or personal, nothing seemed like it was going right. Everything just seemed like there was no balance. There was no, I just remember that time. And that was like a really hard time for me.
Yeah. And what happened once you decided to jump into the work? How did you find what was next? What did you experience?
Ooh, so once I actually made the decision to dive in and start the work, I would say within it felt like days. I just felt like I was making these small steps and I could feel them like within my heart and within my soul, like this was the right thing for me. And then once I really got into the work, I just felt like this is it. Like this is the change that I needed. And I started seeing results. I started seeing, because I have to say, you probably felt it, that I was hesitant
Yeah.
initially. I was very hesitant, like, is this really going to work?
So
But
let's talk about that for a second. Is this really going
okay,
to work for me? Because I remember you saying that, like, because you had done other things as well, just like many of the women listening on the call. Like,
right.
like what? Yeah. How did you make that decision that it was going to work for you? Like, what was it that said, yeah, like what do I got to lose kind of thing?
For me, well, first and foremost, my colleague had introduced me to you, and I immediately, like, just interacting with her, I saw the change. I saw a change in her that I was like, wow. I was like, what did you do? It's like when someone says, oh, you cut your hair or you get a new lipstick. It's like, wow, what happened? And I felt that energy from her, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? I need to tap into that. So that I had that to lean on. And then I figured, again, like you said, what do I have to lose? I had started doing some work on my own in terms of, positive psychology and listening to different things and learning about auto suggestion. But it wasn't until I got into your program where I really learned the impact that paradigms can make and the strongholds that paradigms have on you.
And you've made such a shift in your confidence, like how you show up. I remember the one day, actually, I remember the day that I really felt the shift. You came to the call with so much energy. Do you remember you called? And I was like, whoa, Wykeeta, who is this woman? And it was like, yeah, it was very cool to experience from my end.
Yeah, yeah, I do remember that day. I do remember that day. Yeah, I just felt like my confidence was coming back. I feel like the best way for me to describe it is I felt like my confidence meter had like been drained and I got like a fresh set of batteries that like recharge
I
my
love it.
energy and my confidence. And I felt it starting to come up and I'm like, hey, this is a really good place to be. and I really like being here. So now it's just, how do I maintain that? I think when you have so many different kind of voices, like, and things coming at you, sometimes confidence, for especially for women, is one of those hard things to kind of maintain. Um, but then, it's like this work helps you. And I'm not going to say that I don't have times where I'm like, wait a minute, but then I always know, like, I have the tools and resources to bring myself out of that hole, and like, hey, I got to recharge this confidence meter. So I think that's the most important thing for me, is knowing that I have real tools, and in this work, knowing that it's possible to get back to that point where you feel like your optimal best.
Totally. That's such a great analogy. I when we go down, we don't go down for long, right? Because we pick up one of those tools and you go back up. And the cool thing is that you have that power within. So I love that, because we're now not like relying on the outside world for that, you
Right.
know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So great. So tell me some of those wins that you've experienced, because you've had like promotion, I know you're going away on weekends to fabulous hotels with a man.
Yeah, so it's been great. So when I met you, I actually was working as an interim head of my department. I had been doing that for a year, thinking, am I going to get an opportunity to interview for the actual position to head this department? I was doing the work. And I think that was one of the things that I really wanted to work on when I met you, is like, okay, there's a disconnect here. How can I get over that hurdle? Like, I can do this work, and I want this role. So I did get promoted, and I actually, it was great because I did not have to interview. I thought I was going to have to go through the whole interview process. I was promoted. Um, Also, when I met you, I had gone through a breakup. Um, and now I have met a really great guy, and we're enjoying, spending time with one another. And oddly enough, he's not in this work, but how, I see in him a lot of the things that we do in this work, in terms of mindset, in terms of, he sets aside time every day to study, his field and develop himself. And he's always thinking on the positive side. And I'm like, wait, do you know about Proctor Gallagher? Do you know about Danielle Amos? Like, wait, this is too good to be true. And then also, just even though we've been in a pandemic, just exploring things that I've probably never done, places I wanted to go, staying in hotels that I've always wanted to stay in, or dining in restaurants that are open that I can, that I'm able to do. So it's just feeling like stepping out more, and things that you might say, like before, I think the paradigms would say, oh, you can't quite do that yet. You can't do that. Now I feel like, why can't I?
Yeah, that's huge. Huge. Why can't I? What if? What if I
Mhm.
did?
Right.
And you're really betting on yourself there, and knowing that you can have anything that you want. What's so interesting, when I hear you speak, is this, like, can everyone feel how calm she is? She's calm, confident. That comes through this work. The way that you're showing up, Wykeeta, the energy that you're putting off, that is, and the person that you attracted into your life is because of the way you've been being. And so that was always available to you, this beautiful man, this beautiful relationship, these beautiful hotels. And now you've learned how to really be her, and all of it comes to you. And it's
Yeah.
just, it's so great. So good. How do you feel? Do you have any words of wisdom to share with all of those people listening? Maybe that they're wondering if this will work for them, or, you know, because it's an investment, as you know, for many people. They can see it as like being this big thing. But what do you have to say to someone that's like on the fence?
I would say that with me, I was definitely one of those people on the fence. I was definitely skeptical. about the process, about the program. And it's one of the best things that I've ever done for myself. And I would say, if you're at a point where you don't know how to kind of dig out of where you are, and you know that you want change, and you know that you want something different for your life, I would say jump into this program. One of the things too is that's always sticks with me with this program is you have to be willing and you have to be able. And if you can answer those two questions, I don't think that you have anything to lose because you're going to get value, you're going to get benefit. And what I love about it, these are tools for life. It's not something that's just, you do it one day and then all of a sudden it disappears. These are tools and resources that you have for life. And I think the biggest part for me and the biggest benefit has been understanding the strongholds that paradigms have and how you can switch those paradigms, right? Doing the work, how you can change those paradigms that you have that hold you back. Because to me, the biggest part was what's holding me back. Because I know I'm willing and I know I'm able, but like what's really truly holding me back? It was like uncovering that truth
Yeah.
and then learning how to move forward and walk forward in my true truth. So that's been the biggest value. So I'd say, do it.
That's huge. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wykeeta, for being here and on this lovely Saturday. Enjoy your afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Thank you. And Danielle, I have to say, I appreciate you so much.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you. And thank you, Wykeeta, for all the work that you do and all that you help in your company. All the women, they're watching you and you're getting great reviews right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon.